So Future apparently felt a certain way that Drake did this album with Savage. Metro and Future put this album, we don't like this guy. He comes in on a very strategic part to say...
Wait, so are you saying that album title, We Don't Trust You,
it's all about Drake.
Is about Drake?
Of course,
they don't like
him.
Drake?
Yes.
But Future had a whole project.
Metro don't like him.
But Future had a whole album with Drake that ended up being a bigger album than the one he has with Metro.
That's a little bit of the confusing part, but there's been rumors that Future and Drake aren't on the same terms. So Future apparently felt a certain way that Drake did this album with Savage. He felt that way, allegedly, because if you go back to when What a Time to Be Alive was made, it was made at a unique point where Drake just came off of the Meek issues, and those issues, a lot of people were like, yo, this is a soft dude beefing with the street guy. He needed that cosign from the streets, right? That cosign was Atlanta. That cosign was Future. He stood next to Future as Future just came off a historic 3-run album, a mixtape. Then he dropped his album, right? And then they did What a Time to Be Alive, right? So now Drake is almost like untouchable, right? So Drake comes back around, and by the way, this is the only hypocrite. I can't even speak. This is the only like hypocritical part of the whole thing is that Future have done joint albums with other people too. Like he's done one with Thug, he's did one with the late Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
He's done one with other people. However, I think the reason why he felt a way is that if you're gonna come back to do one with an Atlanta rapper, a street rapper, years later, why do you go with Savage? Why don't you go with him? Now, I don't know if Savage and him also has a little weird things. You know it's Atlanta. Niggas be beefing, you don't know. I don't know about that. But from what was said is that he always felt a way about that. Right? Now, of course, there's internet like gossip saying that there's women in between them. That's a little bit more far-fetched, just given the fact that like these guys, if you know anything about like some of the underlings of like some of the industry parties, and I don't even go out and I know some of this stuff, these guys basically go to Miami, set up shop, have 59 private parties where they invite 400 girls, and it's like 50 of them and their guys, and they fuck all the girls. You get what I mean? It's almost like the OVO FBG freak off, right? You know what I'm saying? So for me to hear or believe that there's one girl that has caused worldwide, like, I'm not saying that hasn't happened in history between powerful men, but I'm like, hey, let's just put this in perspective. Their biggest record, we're talking about two guys who have probably grossed over $50 million just doing records with each other, right? We're talking about guys with diamond records. Life is Good is a diamond record. Wait for you, it's about to be a diamond record. They've done albums together that's gone multi-platinum. We're talking about these guys just collaboration-wise is worth so much. I can't believe that pillow talking. Hey, he says you have a small penis. I don't know what was that. Oh, hey, he says you can. Who knows what it's that? You're telling me that's gonna break up an entire dynasty? So it gotta be more. I do think there's probably some, Drake also is petty, right? What we've realized about Drake is that when Drake starts to have a problem with you, one of the first things he does is, on a very passive note, will do things to maybe mess with you or your mental when it comes to women. We just seen it with Ross. Ross unfollowed him, now champion, bumping the Kendrick diss in a whip. You know what he says? Okay, you know that girl you was like, kissing all on in front of your private jet? Well, now I'm gonna write her a handwritten note to come to my show with tickets. Like, come on, petty shit. But, at that level, as millionaires, you still feel a way because it's disrespect, right? But do I think that's the reason why Future and Drake are beefing now? It has to be much deeper, and I'm almost thinking that we just don't know the full reason, and it's just multivariate.